Let's now move on and shift our focus from Kerala to Karnataka. The Karnataka government, viewers, has introduced hate speech bill in the state's assembly session. This bill aims to prevent and punish hate speech and hate crimes that create disharmony, hatred or ill will among individuals, groups or communities. It also provides for compensation to victims and outlines preventive measures for law enforcement. Hate speech, according to this bill, is any spoken, written, visual or electronic expression made in public with the intention to cause hatred or enmity against any person, group or community. And this is the big update that we are getting for you at this point in time. We'll be going across to my colleagues to get you more inputs on this. Hate speech bill, in fact, has been introduced by the Karnataka government in the ongoing assembly session. This bill aims to criminalize hate speech, and there is a provision for strict punishment as well under the new bill. The offenders, in fact, will face up to 7 years behind bars, and 10-year jail term is there as a provision for repeat offenders. Let's go across to my colleague Neha Hebale joining us on the broadcast for more on this. Neha, I was just trying to explain to our viewers some of the provisions of this bill. Could you take us through the key highlights and what was the reaction of other political parties?
Well, of course, understandably so, quite a lot of hit back here from the BJP as far as this hate speech bill now is concerned, coming up in the Legislative Assembly of Karnataka. Remember, of course, a lot of key aspects now of this particular bill. We've seen the manner in which reactions also have been coming in. The Karnataka Law Minister, of course, whom Imran earlier has spoken with, saying that this isn't against any one particular community as such, but that, this bill is, of course, in the larger interest of all communities to ensure that there's no kind of, hate speech, of course, or provocative remarks that are made against them. He almost called it an indemnity bond of sorts. However, the BJP, of course, responding to this very sharply now, saying that, this is nothing but, of course, an anti-Hindu bill and that this is merely being done as a source of appeasement again. But on the larger scheme of things, we'll really, of course, have to wait and see. Definitely something that is, of course, going to, create thunders and a lot of, definitely something that's going to, rake up the issue entirely by the BJP on the floor of the assembly. And it's sure going to be something that's going to send now, a lot of chaos, create a lot of chaos on the floor of the House.
Right. BJP clearly is targeting the government of Karnataka over the provisions of this bill, and the charge is again appeasement that's come from the BJP. Could you also take us through, Neha, the kind of penal provisions are there? What will happen to those who will be found indulging in hate speech or hate crimes? Okay, Neha, I'll come to you on that point in just a bit. We are joined on the broadcast by GS Prashant of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Good afternoon, Mr. Prashant. Appreciate you speaking with us here on Times Now. Your first reaction to this hate speech bill that has been introduced by the Karnataka government in the current assembly session?
I think this is being done as the Congress's age-old thing of appeasement. And nothing more, nothing less. Because they're only targeting people other than their vote bank. They want to appease their vote bank to such an extent that, and you also remember what they had earlier also they wanted to bring in, that their vote, the people who, that traditional vote bank of Congress, that those people belong to that community can file cases against others, and that will be the majority community will be deemed to be guilty. So that was the mindset of the Congress, which consistently they have professed. And now they only want to protect their vote bank, and it is nothing but appeasement politics, which is being done by the Congress. Once we go through the entire contents of the bill, whatever the steps have to be taken, I'm sure will be taken in accordance with the rule of the law.
Right. Mr. GS Prashant, can I please request you to stay on with us? We have Salim Ahmed of the Congress Party also joining us on the broadcast. Good afternoon, Mr. Ahmed. Appreciate you speaking with us here on Times Now. BJP has called this move by the government, the introduction of the bill against hate speech in the assembly, as another way of appeasement politics. BJP says that it targets a particular community. It is anti-Hindu.
So what kind of a statement is that? What is the appeasement? The bill is to first come in harmony and peace and tranquility And hate speech should be tolerated. What kind of we have definitely bringing reforms in all this new bill, and definitely this is appreciated by everybody. And only BJP is worried because that means they are always making a hate speech to divide the society. Our government will never tolerate. Definitely, this bill will be passed in both the houses. And whoever does the mistake, it is not only from party or political Congress or the BJP. Anybody who speaks to divide the society, they will be punished. That is what we have brought. It is not for the Congress party. This bill is for everybody.
Right.
Any person who wants to create tension, who wants to create violence, it will be punishable.
All right. Mr. Salim Ahmed and Mr. G.S. Prashant, appreciate both of you for joining us with your perspective on this. Let me go across to my colleague Akanksha as well, joining us live from the newsroom. Akanksha, I believe you have the details of the bill.
Absolutely. Karnataka government has tabled the hate speech bill. Here is the copy of that bill. Now, for the first-time offenders, it is mentioned here that whosoever commits hate crime shall be punished with imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 1 year, which may extend to 7 years with a fine of 50,000 rupees. However, for the second time, for the subsequent offence, the punishment shall not be less than 2 years, which may extend to 10 years with a fine of 1 lakh rupees. So this is what the hate speech bill clearly goes on to say. BJP has called out, slammed the Congress government there in Karnataka, saying that this will become a tool to suppress dissent in the state of Karnataka.
All right, Akanksha, appreciate you joining us with your inputs.